Hello guys, and welcome back to my Adobe Premiere Pro beginner masterclass. In this video, I'll guide you through the Premiere Pro interface. Once you open up Premiere Pro, this is the interface that you'll be working with. It's also called the Workspace. On the top left portion over here, you have your program monitor, and this is where you preview your video edits. Below that is the timeline where all your editing magic happens. This is where you arrange clips, your video clips, your audio clips, and your effects. To the top right over here, you have your source monitor, and this is where you can view and trim individual clips before adding them to the timeline over here. And on the bottom left over here, you have your project panel, and this is where you import and organize and access all your media files over here. And over here, we have created bins for our audio files, our photos, and our videos. In our last video, I showed you how to create and organize bins. If you missed that video, I would suggest you go back and watch that video. The link is in the description. The next thing I would like to show you is how to set up your workspace. Premiere Pro offers us multiple kinds of workspaces. To change your workspace, all you need to do is to come over here to Window and select Workspaces. And as you can see, we have several kinds of workspaces over here. The first workspace here is the All Panel Workspace. What this does is that it allows us to see all the panels. So you can see the effects panel, you can see the essential graphics panel, the essential sound panel, lumetri color, metadata, markers, history, events, time codes. And basically you have all the panels opened up. Now if you go back to Window over here and go to Workspaces, you can select the assembly workspace and it gives you a different feel. And if you go back to Windows and go to Workspace and select Audio, it gives you a workspace that is suitable for editing audios. And now you can see the essential sound and the panels that are important for editing any audio file. Over here also, go back to Window Workspaces, we have for captions and graphics. This panel works best when you are editing subtitles for your video projects. And as you can see over here, we have essential graphics, and it gives us some graphics templates that we can apply to our project while editing. You can also come over to Window and come over to Workspaces, and we have the color workspace, the editing, the effects, and several other workspaces. You can always come over here to hit Edit Workspace to edit your workspace. So you can, for example, select the assembly and drag it up to change the arrangement in which your workspace is aligned when you come over here to Windows and scroll down and select Workspaces. Another thing you can do is customize your workspace. So for example, if I come over here, I can select the essential graphics and drag it out. I can drop it here, and you will notice that it's no more among this group. We now have it labeled in together with my program monitor over here. You can take it back by selecting it. All you need to do is to select the name over here and drag it. And if I drop it at the center here, it's added back to the group. And if I want to move it to the left portion, all I need to do is to drag it to this left portion over there. You can also customize it by dragging it and putting it to one side of this group over here. And right now, as you can see, essential graphics is standing alone, while we have lumetri color and the essential sound standing alone. To take it back, you can select the name and drag it back to the center. And now we have it in the group. Another thing you can do is to resize the different panels, as you have seen me do. All you need to do is to drag these panels. So you move your cursor in between the panels and you wait for these two arrows to appear, and now you can resize any panel you like. Another thing you can do is to undock panels. For example, you can select these three dots over here and you can select undock. And what that means is that that panel is going to begin to float. It's now a separate panel. You can move it to any portion you like. You can always select it and drag it back to any portion and drop it, for example, at the middle, and it stays at the middle. You can make it stay at the bottom by dragging it to the bottom portion over here, and automatically we now have it at the bottom. You can select the name and drag it to the right portion over here and release it, and automatically it's going to stay at the right portion over there. Now what if you've mistakenly changed the layout of your workspace and you want to change it back to default? All you need to do is to go over to Window over here and go to Workspaces and go back to Reset to Saved Layout, and that will automatically change the workspace to its original default settings. But for beginner, I'm going to suggest that you go to Window, Workspaces, and leave it at Editing. Another thing you can do is to save a workspace. For example, you can come over to Window, Workspace, and if you've changed the layout of your workspace to your liking, you can select Save as New Workspace and give it a name. I'm going to name this CC and hit OK. And whenever you come over to Windows Workspaces, you will see the CC workspace that you have saved, so you can customize your workspace to your liking. And that's it guys on the Adobe Premiere Pro interface. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video tomorrow.